Tiny feathers in the snow, flitting fast where the cold winds blow. A cardinal bright, a jay so blue, they sing a song just for you. Hopping, darting, oh so spry, like ornaments against the sky. Little wings of wonder, they make me smile, dancing through the pine trees mile by mile. Chickadees and robins, a festive sight, my favorite holiday birds take flight.
Little Wings of Wonder.
Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to unwrap a tradition that's as much a part of the holidays as carols and twinkling lights, the birds of Christmas. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right? That little flash of red against the snowy branch, a flock of birds gathered on a fence post. It's so familiar, so festive. But have you ever really stopped to think about why it's always them? Why those specific birds?
Well, it turns out this is no accident. These birds have basically auditioned for and won their roles in our holiday traditions, thanks to their incredible looks, their fascinating winter habits, and some surprisingly deep cultural history. So let's get into it.
All right, it's time to meet the stars of the show, the feathered icons that really define the winter landscape, especially in North America. First up, you knew this one was coming, the absolute, undisputed champion of Christmas birds, the Northern Cardinal. Seriously, seeing one of these guys against a backdrop of fresh snow, it's like a living Christmas ornament just decided to take flight. They just scream holiday. And you can see exactly why they're so beloved. The male is just this brilliant pop of scarlet. That color actually comes from pigments called carotenoids in the berries he eats, so it's a sign of how healthy he is. But the female, she has this gorgeous, subtle beauty all her own, with these warm olive brown tones. And the best part? They don't migrate. They're with us all winter long.
Okay, next up is a bird that's maybe more famous for its brains than its looks, though it is absolutely beautiful. Meet the blue jay. These birds are bold, they're noisy, but their real superpower is just how ridiculously smart they are, especially when it comes to planning for winter.
And if you need proof of their genius, just look at this number, 5,000. That's roughly how many acorns a single blue jay can stash away in one season. And the truly mind-blowing part? It remembers where it put all the best ones. That's thanks to an incredible spatial memory, basically a superpowered GPS built right into their brains. Now, our next bird is probably the last one you'd ever expect to see on a Christmas list. We all think of the American robin as the ultimate sign of spring, right? Well, plot twist, a ton of them actually stick around for the holidays. They just adopt a completely different lifestyle. It is like they have a total personality transplant. In the spring, they're territorial loners, hopping around your lawn hunting for worms. But the winter robin? Totally different animal. They become super social, gathering in these huge, rowdy flocks and swapping their worm diet for berries. It's an incredible transformation to see. And speaking of incredible sights, let me introduce you to the cedar waxwing. If the cardinal is the classic cozy ornament, the waxwing is like the mysterious, impossibly elegant guest that shows up to the party and leaves everyone completely stunned. I mean, just look at the details on these birds. They have this sleek, silky smooth plumage, a sharp little black mask, and this is where they get their name, these little bright red tips on their wings that look just like drops of wax. They move in these massive, coordinated flocks that descend on a berry bush like a wave, and then poof, they vanish. It's pure winter magic. So we've met the North American All-Stars, but to find the original Christmas bird, the one that really kicked off this whole tradition, we had to take a trip back in time and across the Atlantic Ocean. Meet the European robin. Now, this is a totally different bird from the American robin we just talked about, but its deep, deep roots in British culture are the entire reason we started putting birds on Christmas cards in the first place. This little guy is the OG. So how did it happen? Well, it's a pretty cool story. These birds have always been beloved garden friends in Britain. Then, in the Victorian era, the postmen who delivered the mail wore these bright red uniforms, and people affectionately nicknamed them robins. So, when the first Christmas cards became popular, what did artists draw? They drew actual robins delivering the Christmas mail. The idea just exploded and a global tradition was born. And from that one little tradition in Britain, the whole idea of birds as holiday symbols just bloomed, weaving its way into some of our most beloved holiday stories and songs. Just think about it.
The song The 12 Days of Christmas is basically just a giant bird list. You've got partridges, doves, French hens, geese, swans, and in books, Charles Dickens used birds in A Christmas Carol to represent the joy and life that Scrooge had shut himself off from. So you see, these birds are way more than just pretty pictures. They're powerful symbols of hope and of life pushing on, even in the coldest, darkest days of the year.
So after all that, how'd you like to bring some of this holiday magic a little closer to home? You can actually invite this entire cast of characters for a special performance, right in your own backyard.
And as you can see, it's pretty simple to roll out the welcome mat. For those beautiful cardinals, put out some sunflower or safflower seeds on a platform feeder, or even on the ground. Your blue jays will go nuts for peanuts and corn on a platform. And for the fruit lovers, the robins and waxwings, the absolute best thing you can do is plant native trees and shrubs that grow berries. You're not just putting out a feeder, you're creating a whole winter wonderland for them.
And really, that's what this is all about. Seeing these birds connects our cozy indoor celebrations with the wild, beautiful world that's right outside our door. They remind us that the spirit of the season, that feeling of joy, resilience, and wonder, isn't something we have to create from scratch. It's already all around us.
So the next time you're looking outside and see that flash of scarlet or hear that jay's call, you won't just see a bird, you'll see a story. Which really only leaves one question: what magic is waiting for you right outside your window?
Greeting Little Wings of Wonders, I'm Bradley Barkhurst, creator of Little Wings of Wonder. Thanks for joining me today. I want people to know that Little Wings of Wonder is not just a YouTube series, but a series of books as well. You can purchase the books at major retailers such as Barnes & Noble and Amazon. We have a whole series, Little Wings of Wonder, the book on hummingbirds, inside the fascinating world of hummingbirds. We also have one called Little Wings of Wonder, Butterfly Magic from Caterpillar to Garden. And also, for those of you who wish to purchase gifts for the holiday, we have a new one called Little Wings of Wonder, Holiday Birds, a festive guide to winter's feathered friends. So I hope you enjoyed the series, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.